November 17, 2022. This morning's crescent appears near the location of the source of the Leonid meteor shower. During the evening, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn are visible. Photo caption, 2022, September 23, Crescent Moon with Earthshine. By Jeffrey L. Hunt. Chicago, Illinois, sunrise, 6:43 a.m. CDT, sunset, 4:28 p.m. CDT. Check local sources for sunrise and sunset times for your location. The Great Red Spot's transit times, when it is in the center of the planet in the southern hemisphere, 7:52 UT, 17:48 UT, November 17, 3:44 UT. Convert the time to your time zone. In the US, subtract 5 hours for EST, 6 hours for CST, and so on. Use a telescope to see the spot. Here is today's planet forecast. Morning sky. This morning, the moon, 41% illuminated, is over 2/3 of the way up in the south-southeast at an hour before sunup. Its waning crescent phase is featuring Earthshine, reflected sunlight from Earth's oceans, clouds, and land, gently illuminating the lunar night. This can be seen through a binocular and recorded with a tripod-mounted camera. Chart caption, 2022, November 17. The moon seems to be in the belly of Leo before daybreak. The moon is in front of Leo, a westward-facing lion seen in silhouette. The creature's head is outlined by a backwards question mark or sickle. The 6 stars are known as the sickle of Leo. Blue-white Regulus, meaning the prince, is at the bottom the sickle's handle. The haunches and tail are dotted by 3 stars. Dinbola, the lion's tail, as at the eastern vertex of the triangle. This morning the moon appears to be in the lion's belly. Regulus is the 22nd brightest star visible from Earth and the 15th brightest that is visible from the mid-northern latitudes. At a distance of nearly 80 light-years, it shines with a brightness of nearly 150 suns. Photo caption, a Perseid meteor, photographed with a camera that views the entire sky. NASA photo. The Leonid meteor shower is in its peak. The shower has a rate of about 20 meteors per hour. Even with this low rate, the American Meteor Society states that this shower has very swift meteors, many fireballs, and numerous trains. Meteors are dust and tiny fragments that hit our atmosphere and vaporize at altitudes from 50 to 60 miles above the ground. They originate as components of comets that are released when the sun heats the comet's icy compositions. The meteoroids spread out roughly along the comet's trajectories. If these orbital debris trails cross Earth's orbit, we see the vaporizing fragments emerging from a single spot in the sky. Meteors from a shower can be anywhere in the sky, but more are seen near the radiant, the spot where they seem to emerge. The Leonids are from Comet Tempel-Tuttle and the radiant is near the sickle of Leo. The moon's light may interfere with the dimmer meteors. Ubiquitous outdoor is more of a factor from urban and suburban settings than this morning's moon. Some meteors leave a temporary streak of light, a train or trail, that may persist for several seconds or even minutes, showing the meteor's path. This shower is known to produce fireballs, bright meteors. The Observer's Handbook states, fireballs are exceptionally bright meteors, brighter than when Venus is at its brightest, that are spectacular enough to light up a wide area and attract public attention. p. 255. The author adds that these meteors are at least 1 centimeter across. Larger objects may fragment and reach the ground. The reason to note this shower is not the rate, only 20 per hour viewed from a very dark location and with other sky watchers looking toward different directions in the sky, but the likelihood of seeing a fireball. Set an early alarm and look toward Leo's sickle. Chart caption, 2022, November 17. Mars is in the west between the bull's horns before sunrise. Farther westward, Mars is retrograding in front of Taurus. Find the red planet less than halfway up in the sky at this hour. It is the brightest star in the sky at this time. Tomorrow Mars passes Elnath, the bull's northern horn. At month's end the planet is closest to Earth. Photo caption, an internet meme stating that Mars and Moon will appear the same size in the sky. Credit, unknown. Disregard the internet memes that show it as large as a full moon. Even at 51 million miles away, the planet still appears as a star to the unaided eye. Chart caption, the opposition of Mars, 2022. This chart shows the motion of Mars compared to Taurus from August 16, 2022 through March 30, 2023. Retrograde motion occurs when Earth, on an inside, faster orbital path, moves between the planet and the Sun. The line of sight from Earth, that normally moves toward the east against the distant stars, begins to move westward or retrograde. Earth passes between them on December 7, known as opposition. On this evening the Moon covers or occults the planet, an opposition occultation. An occultation is a type of eclipse, but the moon appears much larger than a more distant world. The moon blocks out Mars for several minutes. The lunar orb continues its eastward motion and then uncovers the planet. Precise observations of occultations help with refining the moon's celestial track. This involves recording the sky watcher's terrestrial coordinates and the precise times that the planet disappears and then reappears. Evening sky. Chart caption, 2022, November 17th, Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeastern sky after sunset. Venus and Mercury continue their slow entry into the evening sky. This evening Mercury sets 11 minutes after the Sun, followed by Venus 10 minutes later. Bright Jupiter ends its retrograde motion in a week in front of Pisces' dim star field. Find the planet in the southeast as night falls. The star Deneb Kaitos is below Jupiter, about 1/3 of the way from the horizon to the planet. Chart caption, 2022, November 17th, Jupiter and Neptune are in the same binocular field. Attempt to locate Neptune in the same binocular field of view with Jupiter. The more distant world appears as a bluish star through the binocular. Even with a telescope and higher magnifications, the planet's globe is very small. Neptune is over 2.7 billion miles away. Saturn is nearly at the south cardinal point an hour after sundown. It slowly moves eastward with the sidereal background of eastern Capricornus, west of Nashira and Deneb Algedi. The star Fomalhaut is low in the south-southeast as this hour. Chart caption, 2022, November 17th, Mars is in the east-northeast at 4 hours after sundown. Mars rises about 2 hours after sunset. 2 hours later, it is nearly 1/3 of the way up in the east-northeast. Saturn is about the same altitude, height above the horizon, in the southwest. Bright Jupiter is in the south. The three bright outer planets are along the plane of the solar system, known as the ecliptic. This display occurs earlier each evening, and noticeably earlier each week. Photo caption, Jupiter, center, and its moon Europa, left, are seen through the James Webb Space Telescope's infrared sensors. The Great Red Spot is the bright oval on the lower right of the planet's globe. Image credit, NASA. At 9:44 p.m. CST, Jupiter is less than halfway up in the southwest from Chicago. The Great Red Spot is in the center of the planet in the southern hemisphere. For sky watchers farther westward in North America, the planet is farther eastward and higher in the sky. The spot is visible from Earth 2 to 3 times a day where the planet is above the horizon. By tomorrow morning, Mars is in the west while the crescent moon is farther eastward under the haunches of Leo.